You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Coming up right now, Tropical Storm Michael is still dumping rain on Virginia and Maryland. We'll tell you how soon it will head back out to the Atlantic.
Plus, we'll take a look at how Michael impacted red tide levels in waters along the Gulf Coast.
And we'll tell you how some local groups are coming together to help communities in need across the Southeast. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And welcome to Friday. Glad you're with us. It is October the 12th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jess Staldrick. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's head right over to Josh Stone, who's in for John Scalzi today. Josh.
All right. Thanks so much, Jess and Ray. Beautiful conditions when you walk outside. 77 degrees right now. Dew point at 73, but we'll talk about that in just a second. The radar, not much to show you here. There is a little cell that popped up just to the, east of El Jobin and south of Murdoch. But here's the dew point situation, 73 in Sarasota, as we showed you, 53 right now in Pensacola. That's evidence of dry air coming in the wake of a cold front that tracked through the area in the overnight hours, and that dry air is going to bring us plenty of sunshine, not only today, but over the weekend. So lots of sunshine in our forecast, temperatures in the mid-80s. The tropics, though, there's some activity as we'll break down post-tropical cyclone Michael and some other activity out here in the Atlantic when we return. Back to you.
Josh, talk to you again soon. Let's check the roads right now. There's the scene first off in the Manatee County area. You see 301 southbound. Some issues there at State Road 70. Farther south now, let's check the map in northern Sarasota County. Not much to speak of so far. And then our final map to the south, that will show us nothing so far. An earlier issue, in fact, is cleared up, so it should be a clear sail right now as of 6:01 a.m. Hurricane Michael left a mess of the Panhandle, and now residents are trying to piece their lives back together.
That storm killed at least 6 people. Reporter Natasha Chen has the latest on the destruction from Panama City.
Michael left a trail of devastation.
Our lives are gone here.
The deadly storm made landfall near Mexico Beach, Florida. It packed winds of 155 miles per hour, becoming the strongest storm to hit the continental United States in more than 25 years.
Every restaurant's gone, every store's gone.
Cars, furniture, even houses tossed all over town. The coastal city now looks like a war zone.
You know, all their lives are gone here, you know, so what do you do? You know, where do you start?
Peppered throughout the Panhandle, pain and destruction.
Oh God, Panama City, there's nothing there, nothing. I never seen nothing like it.
Across the southeast, Michael uprooted trees and downed power lines. More than 1 million people are without power, and many can't get cell service. Michael moved to the Carolinas and Virginia, where flash floods are turning roads into rivers. This area, already battered by Hurricane Florence, is not getting a break as Michael continues its catastrophic path.
I know that we grow weary of the wind, the rain, and the floods, but we must remain cautious and alert.
A troubling story here developing overnight. A homeless man is behind bars for allegedly touching a 6-year-old girl at a hurricane evacuation shelter in North Florida. 60-year-old John Stapleton is charged with lewd and lascivious molestation after a witness told deputies she saw a recording of the child being touched underneath her clothing. Investigators watched the video, and Stapleton later admitted to touching the girl but said it was not in a lewd manner. No word yet on when he'll make his first appearance in court.
Here on the Suncoast, a local historian has confirmed that Michael uncovered a piece of Lido Beach history earlier this week. The concrete slabs revealed when the winds shifted are in fact part of the former Lido Beach Casino. It was torn down decades ago. The casino was first built back in 1940, and it became a hub for Sarasota's social and cultural life. But if the casino was torn down over 40 years ago, why are parts of the building's concrete just now showing up along the shoreline? A historian explains.
They burned some of it. I know that. I've seen the fire. And some of it they carted away, and then some of it they just dumped into the Gulf.
The city says they plan on removing the small pieces of concrete as part of their short-term renourishment project, but they will keep the larger pieces in place because removing them could create a need for even more sand on the beach.
Michael's impact on red tide remains to be seen right now. Winds did push the effects of red tide offshore before the storm, but Moat says it's too soon to tell if we got enough rain and wind to break up the cells for good. Most recently tested on Monday before the hurricane, and they'll test again over the weekend and have results for us this Monday. The South Jetty in Venice has reopened now that Michael has passed through. The City of Venice Public Works staff says the South Jetty walkway and Humphreys Park should remain open to the public just in time for the weekend.
Right now, local animal shelters are in desperate need of help after Michael Nate's Honor Animal Rescue in Lakewood Ranch has taken in over 60 new cats and dogs, and they say they're taking in even more soon. These animals are coming from shelters that had to be evacuated as a result of the storm, and many of them were surrendered by their owners as they evacuated.
You never know when another hurricane's going to pop up and the need will be again. So, we'll get these guys in and out. If we can get some adoptions, we can take more. We know the next coming days are going to be crucial for people that are coming home and finding their homes destroyed.
Nate's is also in need of financial help or donations, as well as anyone available to adopt or foster some of the animals, give them their forever homes. And Walmart and the Foundation for the Carolinas have pledged to give to the Michael relief effort through a donation of over $2.5 million. That money will go to support Red Cross efforts for those most impacted in areas across Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas.
All Faiths Food Bank is also helping with disaster response. The Sarasota-based food bank will be part of a new initiative also called Feeding America's Disaster Task Force. It's made up of FEMA, the USDA, and other food bank partners across the country. All Faiths will help support more than 200 food banks that are leading emergency response. Good for them. The owner of a local Sarasota business is collecting supplies to send north to Panama City. Scott Gerber is actually a native of Panama City and spent most of his time there as a child. He is now collecting supplies like water and canned food and batteries and diapers, anything else to help people recover from the storm.
What we're wanting to do is take the truck, load it up, let people know that they have friends in Sarasota that think about them, care about them, and take up Highway 19 and kind of go in the back door and get it directly to the people that need it right away.
Gerber says he is waiting for the call from his friends in the Panhandle to let him know when he is able to drive the supplies into the area. If you want to drop some supplies off, he's got a place there at 1710 Main Street in downtown Sarasota. Check out our app also, by the way, for the latest alerts and also the forecast, My Suncoast. There's our different tablets and opportunities to check us out on various platforms, including mysuncoast.com. 6:07 right now, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. We'll show you how Amazon is taking to the air to get to your orders even faster.
And coming up at 6:30, we'll tell you what the father of an 11-year-old storm victim is saying about his daughter today.
But first, at 6:07, here's a look at one of the busiest intersections in the area. Once things get going, that is. Right now, it's relatively quiet. This is the corner of Fruitville Road and US 301. Looking back south toward 301 and the 41 intersection. Let's wipe now to our tower camera shot, and there's a pretty shot of the Rosemary District.
It's a beautiful day to come in the city of Sarasota, according to meteorologist Josh Stone. Let's head over to him now. He's in for John Scalzi.
Yeah, there's a few clouds out there right now, but as we go through the day, this dry air is going to come in here and eat away any moisture that's in the sky. So we're going to be left with mostly sunny skies today, and temperatures very comfortable in the mid-80s. That's where we should be this time of the year, though. But then the dew point will fall, and it's going to feel very comfortable. When I come back and show you the main weathercast, we'll talk about post-tropical cyclone, it's a mouthful, post-tropical cyclone Michael and where it's headed, who it's affecting now, but where it's headed, and then some other activity out in the tropics. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Conquer your next adventure. Get a new Jeep at a great price during Jeep Adventure Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Happy Friday, too. I'm meteorologist Josh Donan for John Scalzi on this Friday, and we're looking at post-tropical cyclone Michael. Remember the other day, it was a strong Category 4 storm that slammed into the Panhandle. Now it's a post-tropical system, but it is raking up the eastern seaboard, producing some extremely heavy rain here in Long Island and edging into New York and Connecticut. The only bright side about this is that Michael now has picked up steam. It's moving at a clip of 29 miles per hour to the north and northeast and eventually to the east, and has sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. But get this, Michael is going to stay intact as an area of low pressure track all the way across the pond and affect areas in Europe. So our friends across the pond will feel some wrath from Michael, maybe gusty winds, some heavy rain here or there, but obviously not as strong as it was just the other day or what it's doing now here in New York. Now, there's a couple of other tropical systems to talk about. There's Nadine, which is a tropical storm, and also we have Leslie, which is actually a Category 1 hurricane. But Leslie here in the Atlantic is moving eastward, and Nadine may stay intact and move eventually across towards the Lesser Antilles here in the Caribbean, but by the time it gets there, we're anticipating some wind shear, and probably it will just be a tropical wave. But we'll keep an eye on it for you, but right now it's not a concern. That's several days away that it will make its way across from where it is now. As far as our radar goes, looking pretty quiet for most of the Suncoast. A couple of little blips here of interest. We have one little cell that's popped up in Charlotte County just to the east of El Jobim, just really to the west of Port Charlotte. That's the only game in town, really, and that's really all we're going to be talking about today, I think, because we have dry air that's in the wake of a cold front that passed by us in the overnight hours, and this dry air is going to eat away any moisture that's in the sky, and we'll be left with mostly sunny skies today and clear skies tonight and sunshine tomorrow. You can see the evidence of the dry air right now here in the dew point graphic. 53 for a dew point in Pensacola, while it's 73 in Sarasota. And the cold front hasn't reached the South Florida yet, so you can see 77 right now in Miami. But that all changes once that dry air comes down from the north. Right now it's 77 degrees, humidity at 88%, so it's still a little muggy out there, but I think we're going to have beautiful conditions over the weekend once that dew point starts to drop. This graphic is from the other day. The red tide is still around. We'll just have to see what the update is when they come out with it later today. But still keep that in mind if you're heading to the beach or going boating today. Red tide is still kind of hanging around here, unfortunately. For today and over the weekend, we discussed sunshine will be low humidity, and then the rain chance does increase as we get into next week. So here's the futurecast. Not much to show you as we go through the next several hours because dry air comes into play here. So it's going to be a quiet forecast for us. Nice boating day. Just keep in mind the red tide's still around, but northwesterly wind 10 knots, seas 2 feet with a light chop in the bay. Here's your high today of 86 degrees. Beautiful conditions, lots of sunshine for you. And as far as the 7-day outlook, again, a beautiful day in store for us, not only today, but as we get into our Saturday and Sunday. Now, there's a 20% chance of shower activity on Sunday, but that will probably be inland. And then as we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the rain chance increases because we're anticipating the easterly, southeasterly wind to come back into play here to bring us a little more moisture into the area. But temperatures into the mid to upper 80s through the next several days. But over the weekend, the dew point will be low and it will feel very comfortable. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh. Now taking a look at first alert traffic at 6:16 on this Friday morning. We have a few issues on US 301 at this point in time near the intersection of State Road 70. It's slow moving in both directions on 301. And then if we head a little further north in Manatee County, there's an issue heading to I-75 on 301 as well. Looking at Sarasota County, I-75 is all clear, and we head south to South County. Things are looking good there. An accident that was on I-75 has since cleared up. Now in consumer news, more of retail giant Amazon's planes will be taking to the skies by the end of the year to help deliver orders even faster.
Reporter Rob McMillan shows us their new airline operations center in California.
When March Air Force Base became March Air Reserve Base back in the early 90s, it cost the region thousands of jobs. And when the recession hit 10 years ago, well, that didn't help much either. But since then, Amazon has become a fixture in the Inland Empire, and the company's expansion into March Air Reserve is another sign of a booming economy and even more new jobs.
What we analyzed in our environmental documents was up to 500 employees at our airport.
Danielle Wheeler is the executive director of the March Joint Powers Authority that had to sign off on this deal, which will allow Amazon to make 5 flights a day out of the airport to make deliveries.
They had a need for additional flights that they couldn't fill at the Ontario airport, and since we're so close and have multiple distribution facilities in Moreno Valley right across the street from our airport, just kind of was a natural fit for them.
In a press release, Amazon says the new operation will include daily flights, an on-site facility to sort packages bound for their next destination, and the creation of hundreds of new jobs. But there are concerns in the area about the extra noise these flights will make. Concerns Wheeler says the Joint Powers Authority took seriously.
They had originally proposed a 2 a.m. night flight. When we heard the concerns from the community, which was very vocal, we talked to Amazon and they retracted that request for a 2 a.m. flight.
Amazon says regular flights should begin by the end of the year.
And that was reporter Rob McMillan. Score one for inventor Elon Musk. For the first time, Tesla has outsold Mercedes-Benz in this country last quarter. Forbes says Tesla sold about 70,000 cars, Mercedes-Benz 66,000 cars in the U.S. Tesla's cars range from $55,000 to more than $100,000.
Facebook is cracking down on political misinformation ahead of next month's midterm elections. The company says it shut down more than 800 pages and accounts that broke the rules against what it calls spam and coordinated inauthentic behavior. Facebook says spam networks are stepping up their use of sensational political content to drive traffic to their websites. Facebook has been under scrutiny since 2016 for allowing misinformation to continue on the platform. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you about the latest on an arrest of a suspect in a deadly shooting at a California campground earlier this year.
And then next half hour, all aboard. We'll show you a new guided trolley tour that starts next week in Sarasota. It also includes a haunted ghost tour just in time for Halloween. It is 6:19 right now. Here's how it looks outside our studios. Pretty shot there at the part of the downtown skyline. We'll have more news, traffic, and weather coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves him green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Welcome back at 6:23 on this Friday morning. Live shot there from Fruitville and 301. You don't see that looking that relatively quiet during the day, do we?
Yeah, typically it's the busiest intersection in Sarasota County, so to see it like this is the time of day to drive on it.
That's
Usually I avoid it. I wouldn't right now.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
All right, and take a look at this. A Florida couple got married in Jacksonville's airport as Hurricane Michael moved through the Gulf earlier this week. For about 6 months, they made plans to exchange vows at the Tallahassee courthouse where they lived, then fly off to Italy for their honeymoon. But county offices closed ahead of the storm, and as they exchanged vows in front of complete strangers, they were reminded of what brought them together in the first place: adventure.
And they're there at the gate already to go to Italy.
Yeah, you can't reschedule those flights for the most part. So.
They made the best of that. Good for them. All right.
Police in Southern California have arrested a suspect in a deadly shooting of a father who was camping with his daughters nearly 4 months ago.
ABC's Kenya Whitworth has this story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, authorities in California swarming a man with their guns drawn deep in a ravine near Malibu Creek State Park, where a father of 2 young girls was shot and killed. 42-year-old Anthony Rauda is suspected of several burglaries in the area, and this morning, authorities telling ABC News they want to question Rauda about a string of shootings in the popular park, including the June murder of Tristan Baudette.
Certainly, it makes you wonder. You know, you've got an individual out here in a place where you don't see that kind of behavior, committing crimes, so it's on everybody's mind that there may be a possible connection.
Authorities not calling Rauda a suspect in the murder, but they do have his rifle in custody. Ballistic tests are underway, along with bullet comparisons. And we'll have more coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Kenya Whitworth, ABC News.
How do you top mac and cheese? Start with 100% clean ingredients, like Vermont white cheddar. Then add bacon, barbecue chicken, or Baja blend. Catering and delivery now available. Panera, food as it should be.
Burlington isn't coat factory anymore.
They still sell coats.
Yes, dear.
We get our boots here. All kinds of coats. Stars! Look how cute.
We saved a bundle.
All the great brands at a fraction of the cost. I came to Burlington to buy a coat. I got socks, boots, scarves.
Olay Deep Hydrating Eye Gel breaks through the competition. Olay Eyes with B3 Complex hydrates better than $100, $200, even $400 eye creams. That's something to see. Olay.
Family Taco Night is a heartburn night you can plan for, but surprise pizza at the office means heartburn you didn't expect. Zantac works when you need it. It relieves or prevents heartburn in as little as 30 minutes and lasts up to 12 hours. Zantac. Eat your way, treat your way.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his
I
backpack.
can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Coming up, the worst from Michael may be over, but we'll tell you why many communities still without power are still in danger today.
Plus, what President Trump is saying about a missing Saudi Arabian journalist who may have been killed by Saudi officials at his home in the U.S.
And remembering a local philanthropist, we'll tell you about the life and legacy of Harvey Vengroff, who passed away. Those stories plus your first alert forecast coming up this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning, I'm Jess Dodrick. Welcome back. It's Friday, October 12th. We've made it to the end of the week.
Your first week filling in, yes?
Yeah, I got up early, made it here every day on time, didn't oversleep. It's an accomplishment.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Josh Stone in for John Scalzi. And Josh, I see that it's the calm after the storm here now.
Yeah, it's beautiful right now. We're looking at temperatures in the upper 70s as you walk outside. A little muggy out there, but it's all going to change by the afternoon, this evening, and into tomorrow. We'll show you that a little bit later. As far as our radar goes, well, it's pretty quiet unless you're driving down south on 75, cutting across Alligator Alley, or maybe towards Marco Island, may run into some wet weather down there. For our area, a little cell popped up literally over Port Charlotte right now, but other than that, I think everything's going to be very quiet. You can see lots of sunshine in our forecast, and temperatures will be in the mid-80s, and the dew point will be lowering throughout the day, making things very comfortable. Back to you.
All right, talk to you again soon. Thank you, Josh. First alert traffic time. We'll start with some maps. This is the scene in Manatee County, the delay there on 301 as you cross by Samoset, also other side of the river as you get on 301 and start to head toward Ellington. State Road 70, some congestion as you head toward the interstate. Farther south, the only red I see on that particular map just cleared up magically. How about that power? Farther south, here's the scene in the South County region. We do have a new icon to talk to you about. We'll click on that. Venice Avenue at Jacaranda Boulevard. That is where that rotunda, that roundabout is. That is the most dangerous roundabout in the region. We did a story on that last week. So we'll have more on that next 15 minutes in our next update. Again, the rotunda roundabout area there at Venice and Jacaranda, an accident this morning at 6:31. We're seeing more of the devastation Hurricane Michael left in areas of Florida and Georgia. Look at this drone video from our sister station in Albany, Georgia. Although the storm has since passed through the Panhandle, recovery is just beginning there. Michael killed 6 people across 3 states, and crews are now going door to door looking for anybody who could be trapped inside their homes.
And we're learning more details about one of those victims who was killed during Michael. 11-year-old Sarah Radney died in Seminole County, Georgia, after a metal carport was lifted into the air and crashed into her grandparents' house. The 6th grader's dad says his daughter loved singing, dancing, playing the trumpet, and just making people smile. Sarah was one of 6 siblings. New developments out of the nation's capital, where President Trump is being pressed to punish the Saudi Arabian kingdom over the recent disappearance of a Saudi journalist who lived here in the U.S.
Very unusual story. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest from Washington.
Some lawmakers are demanding the U.S. stop selling weapons to Saudi Arabia until U.S. investigators find missing journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
I would not be in favor of stopping a country from spending $110 billion.
Khashoggi is a U.S. resident but a Saudi native and is now feared dead. He hasn't been seen in a week after walking into the Saudi Arabian consulate in Turkey. Senators in Washington are now questioning American support for the Saudi military campaign in Yemen and are pushing for sanctions under a human rights law.
President Trump's unwillingness to set out any consequences or even a threat of consequences essentially tells the Saudis that we're okay with this kind of conduct and behavior.
The Washington Post reports U.S. intelligence intercepts revealed a Saudi plan to trap Khashoggi, adding that Turks tell U.S. officials they have audio and video recordings that prove Khashoggi was killed. While President Trump defends his position, rapper Kanye West was defending him.
It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman. You made a Superman. That's my favorite superhero. And you made a Superman cape for me.
The president welcoming the praise.
It's pretty impressive, folks.
Kanye's monologue in the Oval Office touched on racism, tax breaks, and prison reform, and appeared to shock many in the room. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
For the latest on this story and breaking news and your forecast, check out our app. It's under WWSB or My Suncoast. Well, sad to report, a local man who was a champion for the homeless, the mentally ill, and others who needed help has passed away after a brief illness. Harvey Vengroff employed hundreds of local workers, was a landlord to thousands of low-income tenants.
Our Marla Spence has a closer look at his contributions to the area. She's live in our newsroom this morning. Marla.
Hey, Jess and Ray, the community is mourning the loss of this man. He's known as a champion for leading the effort to finding affordable housing for so many right here on the Suncoast. Take a look. This is Harvey Vengroff. Now, early Thursday morning, he lost his life after suffering from several health issues. His family and also his wife, Carol, was right by his side. He was 77 years old. Now, for years, Vengroff dedicated his life to building affordable housing by transforming old hotels and motels into apartments that many on the Suncoast can afford. Helping people was truly dear to Vengroff's heart. Over the last couple of years, he's helped 19 people become millionaires with their ideas by just showing them the way. Vengroff ran his business helping others with both his sons, Mark and Travis.
Today, the world lost a great man and a father to a lot of people.
I felt like he lived a very great life, and he was with us and gave us a lot of tools that we need to succeed, us being his kids and family. And him being gone, I'll miss him.
And the Vengroff brothers say they will continue to grow their father's legacy with their affordable housing foundation that their father built. Back to you guys.
That's so sad news.
It's hard to believe, too. It's good to hear, though, that his sons are going to continue on with the business. I know that's something that's really passionate. He was really passionate about, and I know he was close to your heart as well.
Well, yeah, we were good friends. We were together 2 weeks ago for an event in Sarasota. Here's a picture of us a few months earlier as well, and he was only ill for a brief time. He was a big thinker, a very sweet man, wealthy beyond words. Off his own ingenuity, he began going door to door in the 60s as a bill collector with a Great Dane.
Okay.
And
he never told me that story.
Oh, it began very humble roots around New York City, and he turned that into a worldwide business. Vengroff Williams employed thousands around the world, and then he turned his attention to helping those who are less privileged. And it's just calm and humble, and certainly we'll miss. He watched our show every morning. He'd call and say, "Great show, love your show." Wow. So, all right, he'll be missed. 6:36 right now.
The fate for the proposed Venice Regional Hospital is still unclear. The decision was supposed to be made at this week's public hearing, but Sarasota County Commissioners extended it because they could not come to an agreement. This time, it was because of a new proposed change that would widen Venice Avenue from 2 lanes to 4 lanes to help divert traffic. The new hospital would be built on a big piece of land on Venice Avenue, east of Jacaranda Boulevard. Many residents who live around the area continue to say that they think the county would be making a huge mistake if they chose this site for the hospital.
And therefore, the next parcel down could say, hey, you can't deny me rezoning from residential to commercial because you already did it next door. It's a domino effect. That is what we were very fearful of. Hospital, yes. Location, no. In a nutshell.
Now commissioners will host an extended public hearing to hear more opinions on November 7th.
All right, all aboard. New guided trolley tours are coming to Sarasota. A local entrepreneur is getting ready to open Discover Sarasota Trolley Tours. Starting later on this month, visitors or locals who want to learn more about Sarasota can take a guided tour. There's a city-themed tour, a circus-themed tour there with Bob Collins, the tour director there, a ghost tour, all in time for Halloween. Also a Friday night happy hour tour. Tickets start at just $35.
Looking ahead, Selby Botanical Gardens' annual orchid show kicks off today. We got a preview yesterday of what you can expect. The show, named Endless Forms, features the rare and unusual from the garden's living plant collection. The creators of the show say the theme really gave them a chance to play with the different colors and shapes that these plants offer.
I really want them to be inspired by nature. I mean, that's really what a botanical garden is best at doing, is reconnecting people with nature. So hopefully they'll come, they'll be wowed by the orchids, they'll learn a little bit about it, then they'll go to the mansion and they'll learn about the way botanists work with plants and why that's important.
The show will run at Selby Gardens today through November 25th.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you how scientists have now managed to breed a special set of mice using just females as parents. That's a talker.
It is. It's a very interesting story as well. And we'll tell you what Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte is doing to improve his alcohol use without help from treatment.
6:39 right now on your Friday morning. Here's a look at your nation's capital. Is that not the prettiest shot?
It is.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It is 58 degrees right now in Washington. They'll see a high of just 62. The seasons are a-changing. We'll see a high here of 86 degrees, right, Josh Stone?
That's right. It's going to be a beautiful day, and dew points will start to decrease and feel very comfortable for us as we edge into the weekend. 77 right now. Our radar, for the most part, is pretty quiet. We have one little blip here, and that's over Port Charlotte. We're tracking that, but throughout the day, we're going to dry out. Lots of sunshine in our forecast, and temperatures will be in the 80s. How about the latest on post-tropical cyclone Michael? We'll talk more about that after the break. Stay with us.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Christmas Traditions by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi. Today we're talking about post-tropical cyclone Michael. It's kind of a mouthful, but just the other day it was a Category 4 and a strong Category 4 storm slamming the Panhandle. Now it's raking across the Northeast, bringing torrential rain, especially here in Long Island. The only bright side about this is it has picked up steam. So it's moving at a clip of 29 miles per hour to the east and northeast and away from the United States. Still has sustained winds of 65 miles per hour, but it's going to track across the Atlantic all the way over to Europe and bring them some gusty winds and heavy rain. But that's several days from now, but at least it's tracking away from us. Now, as far as the rest of the tropics go, we have a hurricane out here. This is Hurricane Leslie. It's moving east, so away from the United States. And we also have another system. It's a tropical storm, Nadine. Nadine will watch. It is eventually going to move westward, but by the time it reaches the Caribbean, we're thinking as it encounters wind shear, it will just be a tropical wave, and other than just some light showers, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but we'll keep an eye on it. Boy, it's been an active season. We've had 7 hurricanes, and 2 of them have been major. All right, our radar, well, we have some activity on it. There's a little cell here just over Port Charlotte, and really that's really the only game in town right now. If you're driving south, 75 may run into some wet weather around Naples if you're going to Marco Island. But other than that, everything looks quiet. Inland, though, we could run into some dense fog in interior portions of the state if you're heading east, so keep that in mind for this morning. Dry air is in the wake of a cold front that came by in the overnight hours, and that's going to play a role in our weather. You can see the evidence of it. It's 53 for a dew point in Pensacola right now, while it's 73 in Sarasota. And the dry air is going to eat away the moisture in the sky, and we're going to be left with beautiful conditions, sunny skies, not only for this afternoon, but over the weekend as well. So nice temperatures. You walk outside, upper 70s. We're going to warm up in the mid-80s today. And over the weekend, you see lots of sunshine, a little bit of shower activity on Sunday. Probably that will be inland, though. Temperatures climb into the mid to upper 80s for the next several days. But into the middle of next week, we'll have more of a easterly, southeasterly wind, which will help to bring more moisture. And that will ignite a few afternoon showers and storms later in the day by mid next week. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. Taking a look now at First Alert traffic. We start in Manatee County this morning. Overall, things not looking too bad on the map here at I-75. Everything's running smoothly. There are a few delays on State Road 70 as you head eastbound toward US 301. If we head south into Sarasota County this morning, again, things still seem to be running smoothly. I-75 is green for US 41, US 301, nothing to look out for in northern Sarasota County. It's the same story in southern Sarasota County, but there is one accident to be aware of near Venice Avenue and the Jacaranda Boulevard. So if you're heading in that direction, beware that there is an accident there at this point in time. Now in HealthSmart, researchers in China have made a breakthrough in reproduction science.
This will cause some talk. They produced or they reproduced healthy mice from 2 females. They used over 200 embryos and a new type of gene editing to make 29 maternal mice. Scientists say they want to understand why some animals can reproduce with one parent while others cannot, but not all the mice survived. In fact, the 2 that didn't survive involved males involved in the production as well.
It's amazing that scientists can do that.
That's bizarre, yeah.
And government officials are greenlighting the largest health insurance deal in history. CVS's bid to acquire Aetna for $69 billion would be a game changer for the healthcare industry. CVS's pharmacies and Minute clinics are key in the success of this merger. The hope is to provide faster and broader access for things like vaccinations, diagnosis, and treatment of illnesses like strep throat and ear infections. Advocacy groups worry the merger will result in reduced competition, harming quality and consumer choice. In entertainment news, First Man is expected to have a big weekend at the box office, and Alec Baldwin gets a new TV show.
ABC's Jason Nathanson has the Hollywood Minute.
You think you're coming back?
At the box office this weekend, get ready to go to the moon. Critically acclaimed Neil Armstrong biopic First Man debuts, and it'll likely top the new releases, tracking in the $20 million range. But it might get some competition from Jack Black's animated Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween.
Always want to stay in the honeymoon suite.
Also opening, Jeff Bridges and John Hamm in the stylish drama Bad Times at the El Royale. But last weekend's Venom will likely finish first, with A Star is Born in second. Premiering this weekend on TV, it's the Alec Baldwin Show on ABC, wherein the actor does long-form interviews with big names. He tells us it's kind of an antidote to the quick, loud, late-night talk show interviews.
I don't know how many people want to walk into a party. I think that some people do, but a lot of people at 11:30 at night or later at night, they want to get into bed and relax. They might want to have a conversation with somebody or eavesdrop on one, not necessarily walk into a big noisy party.
Baldwin's first guest Sunday will be Robert De Niro and Taraji P. Henson. It's a great week for country singer Kane Brown, first winning his first 3 American Music Awards and now getting married. Backstage at the AMAs, I asked if he's nervous about the nuptials.
I'm not nervous right now, but maybe when I'm up there, I'll be nervous.
Brown's new album is due out next month. And a big birthday today for Wolverine actor Hugh Jackman. He turns 50, while Hunger Games star Josh Hutcherson turns 26. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte is receiving counseling for his alcohol use. An attorney for the 12-time Olympic medalist said he isn't seeking treatment at a facility but is personally addressing the issue. Lochte is training in hopes of securing a spot to compete in the 2020 Tokyo Games. He's currently serving a 14-month ban for receiving an intravenous injection in May. Lochte is the second most decorated Olympic swimmer behind 23-time gold medalist Michael Phelps.
Big money for Black Widow? Could be. The Hollywood Reporter says that Scarlett Johansson is getting a big paycheck for her standalone Black Widow movie, $15 million. That's the same Chris Evans made for playing Captain America and Chris Hemsworth made for playing Thor in Avengers: Infinity War.
Comedian Kevin Hart has a new deal with Nickelodeon. The deal is for Hart and his Heartbeat production company to develop and produce live-action shows for the network. And Hart's not new to Nick. He's been slimed at the Kids' Choice Awards and even won a blimp for Favorite Funny Star back in 2014. Hart's on tour right now, too, and on Instagram, he said Hurricane Michael forced him to cancel shows in Pensacola and Tallahassee. His team is now looking to reschedule those shows.
Now, speaking of the Panhandle, this is a live shot we're showing you right now of Mexico Beach, Florida, near Panama City. Boat and debris in the road. The cleanup is just starting there.
It's a devastating picture there. It really hits home, you know, what those people are experiencing.
Awful. We'll update the day's top news headlines and come back after this.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
I'm Alan Cohn. Attacking your opponent during a natural disaster, Ron DeSantis releases an attack ad on Andrew Gillum the day Hurricane Michael hits Florida. Where's the line?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Here are the top 7 things you need to know before you head out the door at 7 o'clock.
Number 1 is Josh Stone's first alert weather forecast.
All right, Ray and Jess, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. We're going to have plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 80s. And then looks like the rain chance will come our way as we get into mid next week. Back to you.
All right, number 2, watch out for that roundabout in Venice, the Venice Avenue Jacaranda Boulevard roundabout we've talked about over the past weeks being dangerous. Accident there right now this morning. Avoid that if you can. Let's move on now to number 3.
A Sarasota business owner is collecting supplies to send to Panama City for Hurricane Michael victims. You can help by donating water, canned food, batteries, diapers, or any other supplies you think these victims could need.
Number 4, he employed hundreds, was a landlord to thousands, and had plans to build workplace housing in Sarasota. But Harvey Vengroff passed away yesterday after a very brief illness. He was 77 years old.
Number 5, Mote Marine is monitoring and taking new samples of Gulf waters on Monday to study Michael's effect on red tide. Scientists are mixed as to whether the storm's strong winds and rain could break the bloom up, but Mote is staying optimistic ahead of their next test.
Number 6, visitors to Sarasota can soon get a guided trolley tour of the area. Discover Sarasota Tours has a city theme or a circus theme or a ghost tour and a happy hour tour as well. Starts next week.
Finally, number 7, what's trending? A unique twist on a popular Halloween treat is going viral on social media. The Westphalian Brewing Company in Wisconsin debuted a candy corn flavored beer just in time for fall. The beer is based on a typical cream ale with malts and sugars and a house-made candy corn. Flavoring is also mixed in, but is it a trick or a treat? To find out, it'll be on tap at the brewery through the end of October. I wonder if they ship it too. How are we supposed to try it here
I don't
in
know.
Florida?
I think it's a trick. Would you want to try that, Josh?
That would be a trick if I tried it, definitely.
Would you like it?
I think I would like it. I like candy corn. What about you?
I like candy corn. Not very good for you, I hear.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Suncoast.
Good Morning America is coming up next. Have a great Friday.